Hi, Chris here with Niche Your Business, and today we are talking about growing your business. But how do you do it as you move into this niche or you look at moving into this niche? Today, we're going to show you one step to be successful in generating more revenue and generating the right messaging for your niche audience. So let's get started. But before we do, make sure to subscribe, share, and like this channel. It's the only way people can find out about it, as we don't sell anything on this channel right now. It's strictly here from an educational value for you. So today we're talking about finishing up picking your niche. We talked about that in a previous video. We broke down a little bit for you of understanding these different things. Today, we'll continue on picking a niche, but what we're particularly talking about are the industry, the market, and the business category. These are three things that you need to understand. And then we're going to break down the business category even more for you on things you need to understand under it. So let's start with the industry. Think about this. The industry could be the ocean. You have this huge area that everybody operates in for whatever industry it is. We'll use insurance, for example. So you got all these things in the insurance world, right? But anybody who works in the insurance world now, or probably is really familiar with any insurance company, knows there's a lot of different things, right? So you have this huge ocean here. Then let's talk about the market. The market would be more like a lake. In this example, we're going to be using a specialty insurance. So in the market, you've got something smaller. But we'll say use a lake as an example. And then when we talk about insurance, we're going to talk about specialty here. So when we talk about specialty, what insurance are we talking about here? Look, in the insurance industry, you got these standard products like auto, home, life insurance. Then when you get into areas like Florida, you may have particular types of hurricane insurance. You may have flood insurance, all these different things. You have all these things that kind of fall into this smaller pool of that lake that fall into specialty. You may have something specialty for Lamborghini insurance, all these different things that kind of fall out the normal pool of insurance. That's what's called market. So we're talking about insurance here. You've got your industry as your insurance. You've got market, which is going to be kind of your focus point here that you're going to operate in when picking a niche. Then over here, you've got your business category. For business category here, what we're going to be looking at is flood insurance. We're using as an example, but let's use the example of a pond. Because look, we're getting smaller and smaller again. We started with the ocean. We're down to a lake. Now we're down to a pond. I mean, heck, we can even be down to a puddle here as you get into some of these business categories that are very super focused. The example we're going to use here is flood insurance. If you were a bakery, you could start with your industry of maybe hospitality. Then you could go into some kind of specialty with baking goods. And then you particularly get into maybe particular types of bakery when picking your niche. So it's important to understand your industry, your market, and your business category. One reason is you've got to understand product placement and positioning. Where does your product fit? And I'll give you an example. When we started the Flood Insurance Guru more than 5 years ago, one of the things we had to look at, and honestly, we didn't do a very good job at the time, was understanding our industry. We understood the industry. I had spent 15 years in the insurance industry. I didn't really understand the market yet. I didn't understand how this Lloyd's of London and this reinsurance market worked on flood insurance as it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger as we started to pick our business category of flood insurance. Now, we picked the business category of flood insurance because I have a master's degree in flood mitigation. I also bought a house in a flood zone more than 12 years ago, and I've been helping people solve that problem ever since. So that's one of the reasons why we got in the business category. We definitely saw a need here. And we'll get into that a little bit when we talk about business category. But when you're picking your niche, these are things you want to understand. This is just kind of your building blocks of understanding. Hey, is there going to be a need there? What am I actually serving here as I get into this particular niche? On understanding industry, market, business category. As I said, it works for any industry. But this is the approach that you want to use when setting up your niche. Of understanding your industry, understanding your market, understanding your business category. Where's your product going to be placed? What is your position going to look like? What is your unique selling proposition going to be? And we're going to get into that a little bit when we discuss business category deeper in just a second. All right, now we're talking about business category. This is something really important to understand. Look, when I started the Flood Insurance Guru more than 5 years ago, I did not spend enough time understanding my business category. Now, on the business category, there's 3 areas that we're going to discuss today. Now, there's more areas, but there's 3 particular we're going to look at that you need to understand when picking that niche. We're talking about customer needs, competition, and distribution. So let's talk about customer needs. What are your customer needs for this particular niche? What problems are you solving? You need to understand that. You don't want to bring a product to market in a niche where you're not solving problems, or you're not going to survive in a niche. You've got to understand your customers' problems. And that's where we go back to Marcus Sheridan's They Ask You Answer. And he talks about simply answering your customers' questions, understanding their problems and their pain points. That also goes back to Story Brand with Donald Miller, where he talks about a lot of those things as well. So understand your customer needs. What are the pain points? So understanding your customers' pain points is very important because you want them to understand how you can help them solve that problem. How are you going to help them get over that bridge to that solution where they can see their transformation? So you've got to understand that you're meeting your customer needs. Now you could do this through surveys. You could do this through any kind of feedback of understanding what the actual customer needs are here. Now, as I said, when I started the Flood Insurance Guru, I had a good understanding what the customer needs were because I was one of those customers. I struggled with understanding flood insurance premiums, why I was in a flood zone, why my mortgage company was requiring this, but didn't know about these different options. These were things I knew that my bank had to have. Those were my customer needs. Those were my pain points. One of my other pain points under my customer needs were, I needed to get closed in this house so I could get myself and my family into our dream home. So understand that as well. It's taking these customer needs and getting them to the other side of that bridge for that solution and help them transform themselves. Now let's talk about competition. Look, you've got to understand your competition when you're going into an industry. Now, look, when we started the Flood Insurance Guru, we didn't study our competition that much. There wasn't that much competition. A lot more competitions come around. Now, competition probably for the Flood Insurance Guru is probably more for a brokerage that just offers competition. But when we're talking about competition here, we're talking about direct and indirect. These are people that maybe a brokerage that directly offers flood insurance might be a direct competitor for the Flood Insurance Guru. Someone who offers it as part of something else they do might be an indirect competition. So whatever your niche is, I said we're just using flood insurance as a niche, as an example, because I've spent the last 5 years building it. But under competition, understanding direct and indirect is very important when picking your business category and your niche. You need to understand what are the customer needs they're currently meeting or not meeting? Where are the gaps there? And trust me, once you figure out how to meet those customer needs and they come back and do it as well, it can go back and forth. And this is where unique selling proposition comes into play. This is one of the reasons why I tell our team every day, we've got to focus on our unique selling proposition, not what everybody else offers, because then our offer gets watered down. The things we offer gets thrown in there with the rest of the competition, and we don't separate ourselves because we offer something very unique when it comes to flood risk, forecasting flood insurance premiums in the future. A lot of things that other people just aren't willing to do right now. So we've got to understand that that's just part of our understanding direct and indirect. Now let's talk about distribution. When you're picking your niche, whatever it is, your distribution could be direct mail, online. So when we talk about distribution, we talk about things like direct mail, we talk about online, and we talk about partners. There's many more distributions, but you need to understand, hey, how am I going to distribute my product in this business category through this niche? So you need to understand, hey, what is going to be my strategy here? For us at the Flood Insurance Guru, our strategy started with YouTube, and 5 years later, we still do a lot with YouTube. We also we don't do really any direct mail yet. We do a lot of online newsletters and things like that to partners. Partners would be things like referral partners. So a referral partner for the Flood Insurance Guru might be someone like a real estate agent, a loan officer, even an insurance agent that offers other insurance products but doesn't offer flood insurance. But if they decide to offer flood insurance, they then could become an indirect competitor. So those are just some things to think about there as you're picking your distribution models and understanding how you're going to distribute this product. How are you going to make it easy by meeting those customer needs? And how are you going to separate yourself from your competition with your unique selling proposition? So that's what we wanted to talk about in today's video. So I hope everybody's gotten value out of understanding, picking your niche, the market, the industry, and the business category. And under business category, understanding your customers' needs, understanding competition, and understanding distribution. My name is Chris Green, owner of the Niche Your Business, and I look forward to helping you grow your niche in our next video. Make sure to subscribe, like, and share this channel. Thank you.